Hey gorgeous souls, hope you're having a great day and jumping in with today's video on alignment. Why is alignment so important, especially for the physical body? And what is alignment? I'm sure, plenty of people are hearing the word, I'm out of alignment or I'm in alignment. What does that actually even mean? Certainly from my beliefs, my belief system or my perspective, I truly believe that alignment happens, and alignment comes from the feeling of being in truest alignment with what our higher self knows and believes to be true. Now, how do you actually know this? It is literally when you feel amazing, when you feel empowered, when you feel free, when you feel loved, when you feel grateful, when you feel appreciative, when you're feeling excited, or when you are passionate about life. Now, what is the other thing that comes out of alignment with our higher self? That is our ego survival mind, or our mind. So our mind will have different ideas, different beliefs, different constructs, and our ego survival mind is fear-based from the perspective that it is here to protect our body, is here to keep us safe, and it is to create the polarity, the duality of what we live in, of fear and love. Our higher self always will hold the perspective that you are loved, that you are whole, that you are complete, that you are enough. So hence it makes sense why we would feel so bad when we're buying into the ego belief of I'm not enough, it's all my fault, I'm overly responsible, or it's all on my shoulders. All of these things, anytime that you do not feel good within yourself, it is because you are out of alignment with what your higher self knows to be true about this particular situation. And that's a big topic and a big conversation. I'm certainly not going to break it all down here right now. But what I do want to explain, and there's this emotional guidance scale, it is a bit tattered, it comes with me kind of everywhere. But down the bottom, you'll notice these lower emotions like despair, frustration. Frustration's kind of up a bit further, but despair, powerlessness, grief. There can be guilt, unworthiness, insecurity down here, anger, worry, doubt, discouragement, disappointment, overwhelm, frustration, impatience, boredom, and then curiosity, courage, optimism. As you can see, the emotions are getting lighter and lighter as we go up here. Now, where this actually really, really impacts your physical body is that at any point in time, we could literally muscle test the amount of life energy that you have available to you and flowing through your body. And the worse that you feel emotionally, also is pinching yourself off from so much of the life force energy that is available to you in your body. And basically, when somebody gets so low in their life energy, this is where our immune system is lowered, and there's all sorts of science and scientific evidence that backs all of this up, where that a state of stress makes you feel bad within yourself, makes you feel physically unwell. Often we can feel physically sick. We have tightening within the muscles, the shoulders. Anytime there is contraction within the body, tightening of the muscles out of fear, we're literally squeezing and pinching our life force energy off. So it's really, really important to understand this from this perspective of alignment and how this actually impacts your physical body. Now, where this happens is when a state of disease it starts to occur within the body. And a lot of the time this is because there is limited life force energy being able to come through, and it causes like a lot of inflammation on a biological level, biochemical level. There's higher levels of cortisol, lots of other stuff going on a very physical body, on a very physical level with the body at that point. And every single emotion produces a biochemical reaction within the body. And there's actually receptor sites on every single one of your cells that actually attract or have this lock-in of the chemical, which makes us kind of addicted to our emotions on some level as well. And Joe Dispenza's done a lot of research on this as well. You'll be able to look that up on YouTube for a greater in-depth understanding of what actually happens there and how we become actually physically addicted to our emotional states, where the body like literally wants to go back into that repeated behavior, that repeated emotional pattern on a daily basis, because we get used to the familiarity of a particular emotion. And most of us are pretty habitual, where we will experience the similar 5 to 10 emotions each day on a regular basis, unless you are actually actively changing your mindset and actively eliciting new emotions for your body to experience. So this is where, again, like I said, alignment comes from total agreement and feeling in total agreement with what your higher self knows to be true. Your higher self knows, even in the most difficult life circumstances, it is always holding the light for you, to be able to move into a greater situation, to be able to move into a greater circumstance. But if our wounded ego mind is focused on the present current reality and believing that this is what's the truth, or what the meaning that we're actually creating around something, when we make something mean that I'm not enough, or I'm a failure, or I'm bad in some way, shape or form, that is when we feel terrible within ourselves. And the worse you feel means it is the greater distance from what your higher self knows to be true. This is pure alignment. And so like when we take this from a goal perspective, so you can have alignment in any particular thing that you're focusing on, you'll have a certain perspective and a certain level of alignment. Now, if you're feeling really good about your life and finances are going well, relationships are going well, you love who you are, you love what you're doing, then you are going to be pretty much living in a fairly high level of alignment majority of the time. Now, if you are really frustrated in one particular area of your life and it keeps pulling your attention, what happens is our emotional state ends up dropping, and we end up getting pulled out of alignment in perhaps several different areas rather than just that particular area. So this is, when one thing goes wrong, sometimes it can be a catalyst. If we keep focused in that particular area and keep focusing on how bad that particular thing feels, then this emotion starts to permeate through and starts to create in an unresourceful way in other areas of our life. And so this is where it can be really challenging as human beings to focus on what it is that we do want to create. And your level of alignment in every single area of your life, again, is impacting how you feel energetically and physically on an everyday level. This is why I love understanding metaphysics about the body, because often it gives us clues as to where we are either emotionally or mentally out of alignment, and the patterns and the thought patterns and the belief patterns and the emotional patterns that need to shift in order to heal our body. Often if we have felt like we're all alone, that we haven't got like a lot of support in our life, we will start to experience some level of back pain, some level of spinal issue. And this is an indicator of our higher self knows that there is always support available. And when we let go of the belief that I'm all alone or I'm unsupported, remembering that the universe cannot bring you anything other than what you believe to be true with emphatic emotion, be it positive or negative. So again, the universe is really the law of reflection rather than the law of attraction. It's reflecting back to us everything that we're believing to be true in that moment. So when we believe that we're unsupported, again, this plays out, this manifests in the physical body as a state of disease or a state of pain, letting us know, hey, we're a little bit off with our thinking, or we're a little bit off with our belief or our emotional state. It is, the body is such a beautiful messenger. It's such a powerful messenger of the soul. And when we don't listen to it, or when we're trying to treat it through other methods, And I normally say treat it in all ways. Treat it physically, treat it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because if you are disconnected with yourself and disconnected with a higher truth, then again, it makes it really difficult to heal ourselves and to have the life energy needed in order to heal our body and to move forward with this. So again, just kind of like a reiteration around this. Hey Helen, great to have you on here, darling. When we're in these lower energy states down here, literally pinching off a lot of life force energy that flows through our system, you'll know this because I can say to you, you know, how do you feel when you believe, you know, you're feeling either depressed or a sense of despair or great fear? Often it's, you know, and grief is one of those emotions where it feels like we can't get off the lounge or we're quite physically exhausted. Anger has a lot more energy in it. Often, you know, we're moving around the house or we want to slam something or maybe punch a pillow or something. So generally there's a bit more energy. It still doesn't feel great, but there's a lot more physical energy in the emotion of anger. And as you move up through the emotional guidance scale, you will notice that you get higher and higher and higher levels of physical energy associated with particular emotions. So that essentially really proves, you know, the amount of life force energy that you actually allow to flow through you in any given state, given your emotional state at that particular time, which is just an indicator of your level of alignment of whatever it is that you're thinking about. If you want something and you have a huge desire, but you don't believe that you can have it, the discord that you feel is where the ego survival mind is currently at and your higher self. And it's the discord is the amount of distance that is occurring in a vibrational energy state or an emotional state between those two things. So when we feel fearful that it's never ever going to happen, or perhaps despair or powerlessness, that feels pretty bad in our system. And therefore, again, we're pinching ourselves off from so much life force energy, and it is very, very difficult to manifest what it is that we do desire. So it continues to create the belief of it's not working for me, it's never coming, it's never going to come. And that pattern can become quite reinforcing and a deeply entrenched belief. So understanding all of this is absolutely critical and essential for healing burnout, for healing exhaustion. Because if you are out of alignment in many areas of your life, perhaps you're struggling with your relationships, or you're disliking your work a lot at the moment, or perhaps you've already had a lot of health conditions going on. This is why it's absolutely critical to understand this in order to be able to heal yourself and move forward. And it's exactly everything that I go into and talk about, certainly in the Thrive program, where we work on your physical level, your emotional state, your mental state, and your spiritual state. And there is so many tools and skills included to be able to give you you know, tools and skills that will last you, that help you move throughout the rest of your life and create a life of joy, happiness, vibrancy, reclaim your health and your energy first and foremost, but best of all, fall in love with who you are again and love your life at a huge level and know how you're creating your current reality and therefore your future through these different emotional states as well. So it's a very powerful way of stepping into your own inner power, letting go of being a victim in the world or feeling a victim of circumstance, reclaiming your creator power and stepping into that and owning that at the next level as well. So really, really powerful to understand that, and really powerful to embrace that and to know how to align yourself with all of your desires, because that's when we feel amazing, that's when we feel excited, that is when we are most able to dive into feeling passion, feeling joy, feeling excitement in all areas of our life as well. So if that is you, if you've been experiencing any form of burnout, brain fog, exhaustion, waking up feeling absolute dread about the day, you know, feeling like you want to socially withdraw, not feeling like you want to connect with anybody, all of these things are huge signs and symptoms that you are currently in physical and perhaps even emotional burnout, and please reach out. Let's have a chat, see where you're currently at, and if and how I might be able to help you as well. So, and as always, if this has been supportive for you or you've got a lot out of this, please like, love, or share this with those that you love. Really, really important, particularly in today's circumstance, to be able to really step into a greater level of freedom and a greater level of emotional mastery, particularly with everything that's going on in the world. We truly do have an ability to be able to impact mass consciousness one by one by choosing our emotional state every single day, but not to mention that it is going to create so much more love, joy, happiness, abundance, vibrancy, health and well-being in your life. And if you've struggled physically with a particular medical condition, I can promise you that this will absolutely make a huge difference in your life. I've had people that experience fibromyalgia improve their symptoms up to by 80% in like literally 3 weeks. So really, really powerful stuff. Send me a PM. Let's have a conversation and see if and how I might be able to help you. Have a great day. Bye.